Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Ken. And of course, Miss Carmen has water with Carmen.
Agua. Winter, Christmas agua.
Oh, wow. What a special time it is I have you guys in studio. And we are 2 days, Christmas Eve.
Yes.
That's right. 2 days away from Christmas Day, for those of you that celebrate Christmas. And, of course, for those that celebrate Hanukkah, it just finished. But we just do it the whole month, just sort of smush them all together. Wow, so glad you're here. So my special guest in studio, here I am getting so excited, Carmen and Jackie O'Quinn.
Thank you, Ken.
And she has on the Merry Christmas, the sweater. That could be entered in a contest I won't mention. Jackie said it, not me. And she would have won. But the fact of the matter is that's one of those ugly sweater contests. But no, Jackie said that, not me. So I like your sweater. But the truth is that we were talking about something just before we came on because that's just what we do. Yes, that's what we do. We like each other, so we actually talk. So we were just talking about some traditions, and one of those traditions that I'll have these two kind of cover is something that, well, actually, both of you mentioned it. What is that tradition that we just talked about?
We do a birthday. We actually have a special cake, but it's a birthday cake for Jesus. It's been important to us when we had kids. We talked about, when we had young kids, we talked about what were the traditions, what was a part of the holiday that was really important, the most important. And for us, it was the fact that it was Jesus' birthday. And we believe that. We celebrate that. So it was like, why don't we do a birthday cake for Jesus? So we literally have a cake. We literally put candles on it. We literally sing happy birthday to Jesus, typically for like the dessert time of the day. And then we have this birthday cake for Jesus. In fact, in our family, that particular cake is known as the Jesus cake.
That is awesome. And we have done the same thing. So we share a tradition and didn't even know it, right? Besides eating a lot of food. And that's the other thing that we do. Yes, very good food. But I love what he said that, go ahead.
Your wife makes that crack.
My wife does make that.
It's a dessert. It's a dessert.
Yeah. But it is addictive like crack.
His wife is the sweetest thing.
Oh my gosh.
It is like this layered chocolate caramel thing with it's amazing.
Over matzah.
Yeah.
It is like, it is. And it's so addictive. You just can't stop.
And she just whips it together. She doesn't measure anything. She just like a little bit of this. I was like, could I have the I was going to ask her for the recipe. I thought she didn't measure nothing. She just does it.
Just covered it and just melt it all together. And then you just can't stop eating it.
That's good.
It was unreal. I like something that you said, though, that I'm going to press the pause button. And that is that you celebrate his birthday. And you didn't once mention something. You didn't mention gifts. You didn't mention all the things that go with all that. You paused and said the most important thing that you could have possibly said is celebrating his birth.
Yeah.
Right? Of course, we see that in the greatest book that ever written, the importance of just stopping and celebrating, which also goes hand in hand, which we got to share together, was, something that we shared on Thanksgiving. You remember we got to do that together, which was so awesome, and is thankfulness and thankful for him. And today's law that we're covering is forgiveness, and how powerful that. Wow, think if he didn't forgive. Think if he didn't forgive, he goes, you know what? I've had enough of this crap. You down here are torturing me. I came from heaven to earth to do this for you, and this is the way you're treating me. I'm out of here, and you guys are toast. That's not what he did. He forgave us. He went to the Garden of Gethsemane. He forgave us.
Yeah.
He forgave us. But, I want to just stop and pause for a minute and just get your guys' perspective on forgiveness, because you both have very unique stories around forgiveness, right?
Yeah.
Powerful stories. Change your life. It is a superpower. Forgiveness, if you didn't know, is a superpower. It frees you from so much. But Jackie, give us your perspective.
So I think that it's first of all, forgiveness isn't always easy.
Really?
Like it's not always easy, right?
Really? yeah, just throw that out there. Yeah, it's not easy. Yeah, it's not.
But I think in order for us to grow in our area of leadership, whether it's in business, entrepreneurs, as parents, as people, to become better people, I think that we have to have the ability to forgive.
Right.
I think we can only learn from a situation, and we can only, so many times people hold on to forgiveness. Like, forgiveness is, if I don't forgive someone who did something bad to me, then somehow, in a weird way, I'm still making them pay for the thing that they didn't. But so oftentimes, when someone hurts us because of something they say or do, or some actions they take, or some belief they held, right? So oftentimes, they're not aware of the pain they caused us.
Absolutely.
So the idea that we're going to somehow hold it against them, what we're really doing is holding ourselves back.
Yeah.
Right.
And forgiveness isn't about releasing somebody for what they've done. It's about giving us permission to move forward and grow beyond the pain that's occurred in our past.
Right.
And I don't think you can truly grow if you can't first forgive.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree with you. It's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a debatable point, because we were kind of laughing before. It's either going to get better or you're going to get bitter.
And there's no in between.
There is no in
Yeah.
between. There is none, because it literally weights you down. It's like that you're just containing a poison in your body because you're not ridding yourself of that.
That's good.
It's
Poison.
just, it's actually toxic to your whole, and it affects other relationships because you bring it with you wherever you go.
Totally do.
Yeah, I bet you have a perspective on this too, don't you, Miss Carmen?
I do. And, I wasn't, a lot of us aren't fortunate enough to be raised in a home where forgiveness is a law and it's taught and it's talked about. We have to learn it the hard way. And so when I first heard about this law of forgiveness and this lifestyle really of forgiveness, and having the realization that we all live on this thing called planet Earth with other humans, and none of us are perfect. And if you spend enough time around any human being, they're going to let you down.
Right.
And if I look at my life at that moment in time, my life basically was I'd have other human beings in it until you hurt me, until you messed up. And like literally best friends, boyfriends, like you hurt me. It was just like a cut off, writing them off because I hadn't learned. I wasn't willing to learn or even go through the law of forgiveness. So it was like this cutting out.
Ken
and-
Carmen could cut some people out quick.
Oh,
she'd be done.
Wow.
Total, like best friends who we did everything together. You hurt me, done. I'd see you in Walmart. We'd walk by and never speak. Like that's the kind of, because it's like, no, you hurt me. And so I robbed myself from these people and these relationships that I loved and cherished. And I remember when I heard about the forgiveness and I had the revelation of, Carmen, if you continue the way you're going, you are going to be a lonely woman. Because there's nobody on this planet that's never going to let us down. And basically the life I was living was expecting perfection out of other people and keeping a record of wrong. And when I first heard it, because it's one thing to hear about the law of forgiveness, it's another thing to say, no, I'm going to make this a part of my life. And life looks, when you apply the law of forgiveness, it transforms every area of your life. You actually have long-term relationships, fulfilling relationships. We're still married because of the law of forgiveness.
I'm still stuck on there's no one who's not going to let you down. That
Yeah.
was good.
So
It's true. That is a fact, because the more that you're around, even if you have a superhero idol that you've set out there, the more you're around them, they will let you down.
right.
They are absolutely going to let you down. And it doesn't matter who you are or who you think they are,
Yeah.
they will. Because we place our expectations on other people. And the more that they do, we can actually take them for granted and hurt their feelings in the process. And then they have to forgive us. It's a cycle. It is a cycle.
Yeah, that's good.
And forgiveness is, like I said, it is a superpower. But it literally frees you to become all that you're meant to be.
Yeah.
And we remember that story that I'm going to pick on Stuart Lynn for just a minute. I know you're out there listening right now, buddy. But the truth of the matter is him realizing that he had to forgive everyone before real success found him.
Totally.
It wasn't about the job. It wasn't about the direction. It was about him stopping. And it was limiting what was limiting his thinking. That's where it started. What is limiting yourself? And then you start going through exercises that we do actually in something coming up that you want to be ready for. It's called First Steps to Success. You have got to work through those things that are holding you back. What is the lid on your life? What are you allowing to hold back? Because forgiveness removes that lid. So as you said, Jackie, allows you to become that leader that you want to become.
Yeah.
That allows that relationship to be healed.
Yeah.
That allows you to still be husband and wife.
Yep.
And thank you for learning to forgive so y'all can be here. Oh my goodness. You did not want to cross Carmen at some point. You're out.
It
Bam.
was true. Because unforgiveness is this irremovable barrier. When you have unforgiveness in your life, it is a barrier to any success in finances, relationship, marriage.
It's true.
I think it's incredible. You take someone like Stuart, who's had, by all accounts, he shows up in this environment, $40,000 a year, can't support his family, to becoming a multi-millionaire many times over, multiple successful businesses. And if you ask him, as I did at that event, what's the key to your success, or one of the keys to your success, the very first thing he goes to is forgiveness. I think when you look at someone who's had a track record of success, that's not the stuff that's written about in books, except the Bible. But that's stuff that's like real world talk from someone who has experience,
Right.
And I think one of the things that makes this community so incredible is that we have a community of people, and this is what makes this community different. We have a community of people that wants to get better, that wants to improve. And I don't know where else you can go where there's people that it's willing to even listen to a message about something like forgiveness. Because it's listen, most people want to find, I don't like that part in the book, or I don't like that book or that training. Let me find something else that's more palatable. But this community is willing to do the hard thing to get better.
It's true.
The real thing to get better. And I think that's what makes the entire Destiny Global community so incredible.
I totally agree. And we welcome you. We welcome you in our community. It doesn't matter what you celebrate or what belief you have. We welcome you in. But one thing we do ask, because forgiveness is something of mankind. It's bigger than where your thoughts at, or who you think you are, or what your political or religious. Any of those things don't matter when it comes to just stopping for a minute and realizing that forgiveness will set you free, no matter who you are, no matter where you've been, no matter what you've been through.
Yeah.
And just going back to what will happen when you start forgiving other people, and don't hold wrongs. Right, forgiving those that have trespassed against you, forgiving those, and just remembering what this whole season is about, and just that He gave His life for us, that we get to sit here today and know that we have a future and a hope that is set apart. Where literally the streets, the asphalt in heaven is what we consider our most valuable thing here. Man, that's incredible. That's a reward I'm working towards, man. So I'm all about that. So the truth is we just want to stop for a minute and wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, even though that's a little time past. It's just recognizing the season and stopping for a moment and being thankful and grateful and remembering someone, the creator of all creation, that stopped and paused and forgave us. Wow.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.